Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. My name is Helen, and today we're going to get into the Hibiscus Roselle, also known as sorrel. So, what do I know about it? I know a little something about it, but I'm not. Okay, get it together, man. Yeah, what's up? Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. My name is Helen, and today we're going to get into the Hibiscus Roselle. This is one of the plants that I've grown 2 years in a row. I love the plant. It's beautiful. I'm obsessed with growing it. I think it's one of my most favorite, I would say, plants to grow. It has so many benefits. It tastes delicious, whether hot or cold. There's so many things you can do with it as well. And I've only just scratched the surface. So anyway, we're going to get into that today. We're going to talk about from seed to harvest to see it again. Okay, so let's get started. From seed to harvest, the Hibiscus Roselle plant is truly a gift in the garden and in the kitchen. The Roselle is a tropical plant that thrives in warm climates and rewards us with beauty and nourishment. Now, every part of this plant is useful, from the leaves to the flowers to the vibrant, beautiful red calyx that form after the blooms have faded. Now, if you decide to harvest the leaves, they're very tender. I've already made a batch before of greens and I showed you all. They're kind of tangy, similar to sorrel or spinach in texture, but it does have a tangy flavor to it, just to add whatever herbs you want to, onions, garlic, and they're so good. They can be eaten fresh in salads, sauteed like green leaves, or blended into smoothies, or you can use the leaves for tea. They are rich in vitamins A and C, and they support immunity and our skin health. Now, the flowers, although they are short-lived, they are edible too. You can use these as fresh garnishment. We've used these in our salads. They're really cute, and we've also dried them for teas. Now, they fall really quickly, so you have to catch the flower as soon as they bloom. But the real treasure, of course, is the calyx. It's a deep crimson red outer covering that's left behind once the flower has dropped. This is what most people use to make hibiscus tea, also known as sorrel in the Caribbean. When harvested and dried, the calyx have a tart, cranberry-like flavor. They're packed with antioxidants, especially vitamin C and polyphenols. They are known for the heart health, lowering inflammation, and helping regulate blood pressure. You can use them for making teas, juices, jams, jellies, and sauces, as well as wine. So we're going to go ahead and get into each stage of the plant from seed, as I stated before, all the way up into drying out the Hibiscus Roselle. And yeah, so I'm super excited about this. I've been waiting to share this type of video, and I hope you all are enjoying. If you are, make sure you give me a thumbs up, okay? All right, so here's the deal. I planted my seed end of February, beginning of March. I remember saying, I'm not sure if it's going to grow, what's going on. It's taking a while, and I think I planted again at the end of March. However, I now know that since I've done this a couple of times, that seed is there. It's just waiting, right? I will probably next time plant these seeds into a seed starting tray so I can actually see it started and know what's going on, all right? I planted mine with cucumbers. So while it was, coming through, starting to get a little growth, my cucumbers were growing like crazy, if you remember. And I ended up taking the cucumbers down, the lemon cucumbers, because I felt like it was going to wrap around my hibiscus, maybe even damage it a little bit. Took the cucumbers out and let the hibiscus started growing. The one thing about Texas, we get a lot of humidity and heat. So that plant itself, I keep saying tree, but that plant itself needs a lot of heat, a lot of sun. And when it gets larger and larger. If you feed it consistently, you water it consistently, you don't overwater it because it can go without water for a while. But you'll start to see the leaves kind of do like a little droop thing. Then you know, okay, it's time for you to be watered. I don't overwater it or anything like that. I did make a mistake in growing the first one because I didn't have enough root space for it to move around. And it kind of got waterlogged with all the rain that was going on where we had. So I had to dig that one up and we were left with the second one. That's another thing. I always make sure I plant more than one because, okay, you just never know. So I'm glad I did. All right, so that is pretty much it for that. Make sure you check your zone. Make sure you know when to plant yourself. And then I should have some seeds to be able to send out. I just need to get some envelopes and see how much the stamps are so y'all can pay for the envelope and stamp. So yeah, I'll make sure I get on that for y'all. So let's start from the beginning. So in the beginning, I have these seed packets. These are some seeds I saved from last year. I actually have a whole container. It's around here somewhere of these seeds. I take the seed pods. Let me grab one I'm hot. All right, so I'm gonna put y'all down so y'all can see. I have this bowl right here, and then I have these pods. So in these pods are the seeds. We're gonna come back to this same cycle. I saved a bunch of these instead of taking the seeds out, but when I want them, all I have to do is crack them open, and then the seeds are there. So you can see the black seed. I hope y'all can see that. The black brown seed. They look like okra seeds, right? That's what you're going to plant. One seed gives you that one big plant like you just saw outside. All right, let's straighten y'all up. Okay, so I planted the seed February, March, and from there, my plant started to grow. My plant grew for a long time, a bunch of green leaves. It kept getting bigger and bigger. And out of nowhere, you start to see little tiny red buds such as these. These tiny red buds. They just keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. Once they get into a little bit larger than this right here, you're going to see a yellow flower. I don't have one that's open, but in here is a yellow flower, and it's like a yellowish pink flower. And once it opens up, that lets you know, okay, it's coming, it's growing, it's starting to bloom, and my hibiscus flower is almost ready. Couple of days later, that flower is going to take itself and put itself back into its shell, right? It's going to say, okay, I bloomed. It's time for me to go back in my shell. It's going to sit in the shell for a day or so, and then it's just going to drop and fall. Some of them drop and fall. Some of them don't. I'll show you when it didn't. So as you see here, see how this one's still attached? This one did not drop and fall. It stayed attached, but this is the hibiscus. So remember, we're starting off tiny. We don't want these tiny like this. We're going to let it get this size. We're going to let her start to bloom her beautiful yellow and pink flowers. Then her flower's going to go in her shell. Do not pick her now. She's too small. No, let her grow. We're going to let her grow to the size that we just picked this morning, right? You see this? You see the difference in size? These are huge. These are pretty big. These are for me. So I had a glove on because I was touching the seeds, by the way. But you see this one? I could let this one stay on for another week, and it will probably be just as big as this, if a week. It doesn't take long. Now, once we do this, we've picked them, right? Now that we picked them, if I don't do anything with them and I just wash them, there's another one with a flower stuck inside, and I just sit them on the counter, this is what they look like from the first day I pick them. See how this one's like really, like a spider. That's why you gotta wash everything. So I just picked this one. You see how it's kind of hard, not really pliable? And then this one is really soft. It's just starting to soften up. So you can wash these and leave them out to dry on its own. And if you do, you're going to peel them. You're going to wash them and peel them. So you're going to take the plant. Well, let me show you how I peel mine. As soon as I get them, I wash them and I start peeling. These have been sitting for a couple of days from last time we peeled them. I just didn't have the energy to do it. So for me, because I have so many, the quickest way for me to do it is I normally just take off this bottom like this. And I kind of just push this through like this. I have these nails on today. And this is what we're going to dry. You see how big it is? And then this is what we're going to wash and dry. So we have our calyx and our seed pod, right? That seed pod is going to shrink to this seed pod. So this is what this is going to look like eventually, right? And then this eventually, if you dry it in a dehydrator, will look like this. They just shrink and they dry. Now, these have been sitting in my dehydrating hanging mat for, let's say, 4 days, maybe 5. Yeah, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 5 days. I don't remember, y'all. Because I wanted to compare if I dry them like this, how long would it take to get to this stage of drying? You hear that? And then these are soft. You can still use these for tea, for making jams, jellies, for wine, just like this. If you want a dry tea herb to last a long time, over time, in your jar, sealed, and air compressed, right? You want it dry. So this is why I use a dehydrator for my tea herbs. If I'm making lemonade, I'm going to use these. So this jar right here has this lid because this is the one we use every day. Once I fill this one back up, we're going to vacuum seal it, the lid, and it'll just stay in here until we need to open up this jar. Okay, these all been washed. These were gifted to me. And once again, I appreciate y'all. I don't have access to that anymore. So yeah. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do something with all this. We'll go ahead and maybe cut off a few more of these so you can see them. Just a few more, one more time. Take off these bottoms, press this through. I haven't put these bottoms in compost because, girl, I'm scared. This is this, and this is this. This is the only way I know to keep it like this. If I'm rushing, then I'm gonna do it like this. I try to push them through, but you can push them through. Well, yeah. Sometimes they split on the side, but if you want them to look like that, you have to take your time and do it like that. But I used to take them, and I would be like this, trying to peel them out, and then they would come out like this, toe up like that. And I would still have this intact, which I don't even need the bottom. All these seeds are going to be, they're still going to have a lot of seeds. They're still going to have a lot of seeds. Here's a small one. I mean, and how many seeds do you really need? Okay. So that is that. I'm just going to do a few more so you can see. And then we're going to make us a tea. I don't have any lemons. I do have key limes. So I can't make lemonade right now. These have been washed. Those I just brought in the house haven't. But these have. Let's keep this over here because, child, I saw a little baby spider already. I love my little cutting board. This was a gift to me, too, from one of y'all. Love that. Let's do these. So I have a lot to do today. When it comes to these, I have a whole basket of them that we harvested together. Plus these we harvested a couple of days when we got the tomatoes. So all these will be done today. Let me show you how big this one is. Like literally, if you leave them, they will swell. See how fat that is? You do not want this tiny, you don't want that. Just leave them on the plant. Just have patience. Someone told me last year to have patience and not to pull up my tree, my plant. And that thing was huge. It was taller than my fence. Everybody kept saying, what is that? What is that? People would pass by, ask me questions. Yeah, this one's kind of stuck. But see, it just rolls out. And so that's what you're going to do. If you haven't started growing these, you're going to start growing them. I'm going to go to Dollar Tree today. I was blessed through my Cash App, so I'm going to get some Dollar Tree envelopes. And I'm going to take the time out to put some of those pods in here because I have quite a bit of them. And then I'll figure out a way for y'all to email me, okay? On a different email. All right. All right, so we have our tea steeper. Excuse the mess. We all know. I'm going to use some of these dry herbs in here. You don't need a lot. I'm just kind of used to making like a big tea, so I'll probably put way too many. Okay. For this tea, I normally do a mixture of lemon balm, hibiscus, mint, and clove, but we're just going to do this today. I'm going to add a little bit of honey. This will be our sweetener. All right. So we're going to put this in here. And we're going to let it steep for a while. We're going to move that to the side. We're going to clean up just a little bit. All right. So we're going to take some of these hibiscus calyx, hot water. I'm just going to kind of muddle them a little bit. Just a little bit. I really just want the color. All right, so I meant to put sugar in the raw, but I think I end up doing brown sugar, but that's fine. Grab the wrong container. So I'm just going to muddle this a little bit. I'm going to make something fun with this today. One of my favorite drinks. Yeah. You can eat these if you want. All right, so I'm a huge fan of matcha. If you just want to make an ice drink like this and drink it, it's so good. It tastes like a Kool-Aid to me, to be honest. But I have this matcha right here. I get this one from the Asian market. I gotta figure out where I put it. And then this one that's in here has a sweetener in it, and it comes from like Home Goods. So the key is to get all the lumps, humps, and bumps out of the matcha. I was supposed to sift it first. I actually have a sifter. I didn't. This is a really good fine powder. I'm not really worried about it. Add my cold foam creamer. Well, it's not creamer. It's not creamer. It's oat milk that's been cold foamed in my frother. This is good. You can do strawberry like that. You can do, what's another one? Strawberry is a good one. To me, strawberry is a little tart. Whereas when I add the, it's like syrupy sweet. When I add the sugar to these, you see this? It tastes like candy. These are so good. So get all the benefits, eat it all. That's why they come out so good as a jam or a jelly. You see how sticky it looks? Yeah. These are so good. Look at that. That's good. I'm going to have so much energy. For real. And yeah, so don't throw your calyx away. Just eat them. Maybe we'll play and make us some jam or jelly next time. But this is my hot tea. This is without me adding anything to it. Yeah, this is good. It don't really taste like much because I didn't add a lot of sugar. So it's like a hot, lightly sweetened not Kool-Aid. What's that? Like high C punch, something like that. It kind of reminds me of something like that. I can't really describe it. It tastes red. You know what red tastes like. All right, so pretty much that is it for the video. I'm going to share with you all one last thing, and this is my tea blend that I've been really enjoying. I just been kind of grabbing from each of the jars, so we're going to go ahead and make up one. We still have some stuff left in here. It looks like lemongrass and a bunch of little fine pieces in here, so I don't want to trash it. But the ones that's really fine, I don't like all that in my tea. So I'm going to put this in something. In this, let me drop it into the compost. So I got out as much as I could. So we're going to start with mint, because mint is going to be the base of this one. And this is like all my mints, like mint, spearmint, orange mint, and mojito mint. I just dried them all together to make one blend. I have some more too in this big, huge jar. We just want enough for a couple weeks, so we don't have to keep opening all the jars. So clove, we all know clove is really good for you. It's good for your teeth. It'll numb your teeth too. If you have a tooth problem, chew on it a little bit, it'll numb it. But it's so good for your gums and your teeth. And then we have the hibiscus. This is what really, this is my combo right here. I don't have a lot of lemon balm right now because we used a lot of it when we was trying to make a tincture. So yeah, this is going to be my tea for the next couple of days or a couple of weeks. I'm not the only one to drink this. That's why. Sometimes Christopher will make a big, huge jar and he'll let it sit out, then throw ice, and he drinks it like iced tea. And it smells so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So yeah, this is my, I'm about to drink this up. This is so good. And then this is my hot tea that I'll probably drink with ice. So let's just say you did like a lemon drop or something that's like light in color, not really dark. These would be cute ideas as well. You can get you some of these molds like this. This was not all the way ice, but I'm going to show you. And you put your hibiscus flowers in there. You let them like dry in it, well, freeze in there, I should say. And they're so cute to put in like sparkling waters, lemon drops, anything like that. We'll come back and do some fun drinks for the holiday for sure. We'll do some mocktails with the Nama machine, and it will make us some, like, you know, a few little cocktails, and we'll use like some hibiscus, maybe even some rosemary, where I just want to be able to incorporate some herbs and some good healthy things into our, like our holiday festivities. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now. People are not really excited about celebrating the holidays. You know, people are not really excited about celebrating the holidays. People as in, okay. Ooh, but anyway, I just want to come up with different ideas where you can get things straight from your garden. You don't have to go out and buy a lot and do a lot to make things look pretty and look, you know, festive and all that kind of things when it comes to some of our beverages that we like to have when we host. Hibiscus sorrel, or sorrel as they call it, is a really good, delicious drink. And if you are growing hibiscus and you do decide to save your calyx or whatever, you can use that as your base drink for your party. I know a lot of us usually make the tea, the peach tea or whatever tea, the powder with the ginger ale and all that. Well, let's skip the powder and let's try it with the hibiscus sorrel, right? And let's just see how it goes. But it tastes really good. I think it's a really good drink. Like I said, the longer you let it steep, the more you make. We normally make ours that's cold into a container like this. We just fill up the inside with it and let it sit for a while like you would do sun tea. And it gets really dark in color. Add whatever sweetener you want. Normally I add stevia. I don't have any. That's why I was using honey today. And I have date syrup. And then I have that. It's supposed to be sugar in the raw in there, but I think Christopher put brown sugar in there. I think he mixed up the 2 jars. So either way, This is good. I'm just saying, those calyx are so good. If you just sit them in some hot water with your sugar, or just put them in a pot, let them like simmer with the sugar and your a little bit of water. Oh man, they get really soft and they're just so good. If you don't add the sugar, they are tart. So whatever sugar you desire, that's what you would add. So anyway, thank you so much for loving on me, for coming over to this new channel. I thank you so much. I've already sent out so much love last night and today. I sent a big thank you for let me be here, because it's up to you, the subscribers, the watchers. We've already reached over 1,000 subscribers. And when I say I was overwhelmed this morning, I was overwhelmed. I sent a huge message to Asia at Yellow Door because of her, a lot of you all came over here. She made the announcement for me, and I appreciate her. It's just such a blessing to feel loved by those who I never get to see and meet in person. Some of you all have, right? But for the most part, it's like, a stranger just loving on me just feels so amazing. I feel like I've never had this before. Not this type of love, like it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It's good. It's really good. Yeah. My dad would be proud of me for saying, you know what, let me just make another one. Let's go for it. Let's keep going. Because he always was like, okay, so what? Okay, so this happened. So what we gonna do next? Okay, so this happened. So what you gonna do next? Like, he never let me just sit in pity or sit in disgust or anything. It was like, okay, so this happened. So what we gonna do next? And I think I did that same way for my children. So I have to set the example, be the role model that I have always been, and I'm going to take his words and my words. And okay, so this happened. So what's next? What's next?